Hi everyone, and welcome to your TxRvAdventures instructional video. My name is Brittany, and behind the camera I have Lauren today helping us go over this 2021 Entegra motorhome we call Lucy. We're going to go over the inside and outside features and how to hook up the motorhome. We suggest that you take notes, refer back to this when you're out on your vacation, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us at pickup. We suggest that you hook up the driver's side first before sliding out. Makes it a little bit easier when you're at your campsite. This motorhome has a 30 amp power cable that is hard connected into the motorhome. Once you get to the campground, you will drop this through the hole right here. Looks like that. Hole in the ground. And it'll go to the campsite. This 30 amp will plug in. Make sure your breaker's in the off position when you plug in and flip it back on once you get plugged in. Make sure all of the major appliances are off before you unplug this motorhome. If you need adapters such as 50 amp, please let us know and we can also provide those. Now, this is a tight compartment here. Inside the compartment, we also have a coax cable here. This is for if your campsite does have cable connection. We have a digital antenna on the roof, but if your campsite has it, you can bring about a 20-foot coax cable and you'll be able to use theirs. Next is your water. At the rear of the coach, you'll see the water hookups. I have already hooked up the water. It goes through this hole here. And the 90 will connect to what's called the city water connections. The other end looks like this. It's got a pressure regulator, and that's going to connect to the campsite's water fixture, and this will restrict heavy flow at the campsite from coming into the coach. So the regulator goes on the campground side, and the 90 goes into here. Now, what you do with these handles tells the water where to go into the RV. And you'll see a reference at the back here. While in travel, we want to be what's called normal, which is going to be 3 and 5. 3 and 5 means you're able to use the water pump, and anytime that you're in travel, you need to be in this setting. When you get to your campsite and you're hooking up the water, make sure you go back onto what's called city fixtures. So that would be 2 and 6. So it'll look like that. When you want to fill the freshwater holding tank, when you're about to leave, keep the water hose connected and turn the handles to 1 and 6. This will fill the fresh water in your holding tank. You know when it's full, when the water shoots out the bottom of the RV, it'll have an overflow. Just when that happens, go back onto normal, which is 3 and 5, and then continue driving. You have an outside shower hose here, and then a light inside as well. Some extra storage here. I'm going to show you some of the compartments before we hook up the septic. We have camp chairs in all of our RV rentals. This is the largest compartment. Going this way, this is likely where your sewer and your water hoses will be located when you pick up the RV. We have extra generator oil in here as well for our generators. Next, we're going to look at the fuel. This is a gas motorhome, and the size of this fuel tank is 55 gallons. This is going to be for your engine as well as the generator. The sewer connections are located at the back of the RV on the driver's side. One side is going to have a twist lock with a gasket, and the other end is going to go into your PVC pipe, the hole in the ground at your campsite or at a truck stop or a dump station. Make sure both of your handles are in the in position. closed off before removing the cap. Twist this on, and then once you're connected, you'll be able to start pulling some of the valves. On the right, you have your black valve. This is the larger pipe, and this is for your sewer. And on this side, you've got your gray. So this is your gray side and your black. Only ever pulling one at a time. We never want them both to be open at the same time. If you're staying somewhere for a long time and you are connected at the park, it's okay to leave this gray handle, pull it out, and leave it in the open position. We want all of the shower water or sink water to just drain out and never back into the RV. Whenever you're ready to dump the black side, you'll see the sensor inside will show full, and we want to make sure it's full every time that we dump. Close the gray and pull the black handle. The black handle is for your sewer water. We want to give it a lot of time to be full so that way we can break down the toilet paper that's in the tank. This is rapid dissolving toilet paper, but we like a lot of pressure in there when we're ready to dump these tanks. The night before you leave, we suggest that you close both of these off, take your final showers, use the restroom as normal, and then in the morning, dump the black first, dumping all of your sewer, closing it, and then rinsing the line here with the gray soapy water before putting this back into your storage. These RVs do come with chemicals in the tank already, just a little bit, and we suggest that while you're going from campsite to campsite, you dump the tank and go back inside and put a little bit of soap down the toilet, as well as maybe a minute or two of holding your foot on the pedal to add some soapy water in there, and that will help clean these tanks as you go to the next campsite. Please remember, both tanks do need to be empty upon return. Your generator is located just behind the driver entry door. This is going to power all of the major appliances while you're in travel or boondocking. So in order to have air conditioning in the back of the coach, we're going to need to start the generator up. You can start it right here on the outside, as well as conveniently on the inside while in travel even. You have an altitude adjustment here. This is for if you're going to Colorado or somewhere where you think it's going to have higher elevation. Ours are set at sea level here in Houston. And when you come back down to Houston, make sure you drop it back down. Once you add the elevation back up, it allows the generator to get more fluid into it, okay? Because it requires more gas when it's going at higher elevations. It'll choke itself out if we don't. So drop it back down when you're finished. Next, there is a breaker just inside the generator behind the start. This is for if you forget to turn off any appliances or you overload this generator with too much power, it can trip the breaker. So if you notice your generator does have power, but you notice it's on and you can hear it, but you're not producing any power to the inside of the RV, please come outside and check this breaker, as well as check the breakers that are inside the RV. We suggest that every 10 running hours that you come outside, take the cover off, and check the oil level on the RV. Be sure that the RV is totally level and that the generator has cooled down so the oil is cold so that we can get a true reading. So you've got a add section and a full section. It's kind of hard to see here because the oil's pretty clear right now. If it says to add, go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, very little at a time from the extra storage. In the summer, these do burn through more oil. So in the summer months, you do want to make sure you check them every morning before you leave your campsite. This is a shared fuel tank with the engine. So again, 55 gallons. Anytime that you plan to be stopping and using this overnight, you're going to want to top off that fuel tank so that it can go the whole night. When you're finished, be sure to put the cover back onto the generator and lock it on. The specs on this motorhome are 30 feet in length by 12 feet tall. We suggest filling these up at any truck stop and swinging nice and wide. This is where we see most of the damage is at the rear bumper here, as well as tree scratches. So be careful in your neighborhood. You have a backup camera here. This is for watching your tow vehicle as well as your bike racks or backing up into your campsite. There are 2 cameras, one on each mirror to show your blind spots. Please no standing on the roof. There are 2 air conditionings and they do become quite slippery in the summer with condensation. At the back, we have our hitch receiver here. This is a standard 2-inch. We do allow towing. There is a fee. Please let us know and we'll unlock the tow hitch for you. It is 7,500 pounds of tow. And we rent bike racks, as well as you can bring your own luggage rack or bike rack at your time of pickup. You can put that on. Next, we're going to show you down below here some of our jacks. We do have this RV with the jacks down. These are self-leveling hydraulic jacks, and we'll go over how to operate them on the inside of the RV. Storage compartments on the passenger side. This is the back of the furnace here. This is really hot when the furnace is blowing the propane, so be very careful right here. This is your hot water heater and your refrigerator. This is just for maintenance. Some storage right here with lights on the inside of them. Really nice. On this specific model, we have an outside TV as well as radio. The only storage compartment that doesn't have any sort of locks is right here. This is going to be your propane. This is a 56-pound propane tank. These are going to come full to you at pickup. This is going to be the truest reading of how much propane is in your tank. So keep an eye on this, especially if you're running the furnace. This does use a lot of propane. Some other things that use the propane are your refrigerator, your hot water heater, and the cooktop. To fill this, please stop at any truck stop. Sometimes your campground sells propane, or even U-Hauls will sell it. We can also fill it here as well. And the open and close valve, please keep it in the open position so that your refrigerator will stay cold while you're in travel. We love that this motorhome has an all-electric awning. It's really big, it has a light strip on the end, and this can all be operated inside the door. Just be sure that the key is out of the ignition when you want to operate the awning. Anytime it's really windy, raining, please bring it back in. If you go hiking or leave the RV or go to sleep, bring it back in as well. We want to make sure that the RV is constantly being watched. Up at the front, we do have easy tags on all of our motorhomes. If you're driving 99 or the Beltway, you're good to go. Tolls are included. If you happen to go out of state where you're on a turnpike or any sort of bridges, you'll need to stop and pay those separately. All of our tires have tire monitors on them, and in real time, you can see what the pressures are. There are 6 tires and the monitors displayed on the dash. Now, let's take a look on the inside. Next, we'll be taking a look at the controls just inside the entry door. Once you've hooked up the RV on the outside, be sure to keep the engine on and set your parking brake. We're going to drop the hydraulic jacks. These are self-leveling and the control panel is right here. Turn the panel in the on position. When you want to drop the jacks down, press and hold for 3 seconds the auto level button. We suggest that you stay still and do not move inside the RV while this process is happening. It helps make this process a little bit faster and it has an even level. Right now my jacks are down, so you see that they are ready and jacks are down. When you want to retract these jacks, be sure that your slides are in. You'll have your engine back on and you'll press and hold retract. When it's time to leave, you'll show that the jacks will be in the up position Also, visibly check outside that they are up before driving away. Up top here, we have some exterior lights, your power steps. These are for the entry steps right here. And when you turn the engine on, these steps will go up once the engine kicks on. So it knows when you're ready to leave. That way they don't stay down. This just keeps them in the down position when you open and close this door. So I like to keep it always in the off position. So that way when I open the door, it doesn't go up and down every time. We have interior ceiling lights. Down below is your main awning switch outside to your passenger in and out. Again, this will not operate when the engine is in the on position. You have an awning strip light outside and your speakers. This is for speakers inside only or speakers going to the outside. It's controlled by the radio on the dash. This is your main power button, like we like to call Big Red. Please be sure Big Red is always on. If for some reason a pet or a child touches Big Red thinking it's a light switch, everything in the RV will turn off. It will disconnect the main battery. All you need to do to resume power is just flip it back on. We're going to go over to our main control panel. This is where you'll slide out the RV. You've got slide 1 and slide 2. Again, be sure the engine is in the off position before you extend or retract. Pressing and holding these buttons is how they move. If you take your finger off, it'll just stop. You've got your start and stop button for the generator. I am going to start this right now. Press and hold the stop button to prime the generator. Be sure that you do have fuel in the tank before running the generator through the night. This has your time clock here that we're going to read at pickup and again at drop-off. Press and hold the start button until you hear the generator turn over. The generator will run all of your major appliances while you're in travel or if you're boondocking. Before stopping this generator or starting it, be sure that you do have all the major appliances such as televisions, double air conditionings are all in the off position. We don't want to turn them off by just stopping the generator. You do have an inverter on this motorhome, allows you to use the power outlets while in travel. All of your outlets, like there's one right underneath here. I'm just going to show you here. Okay, this one here. Unless that generator is on, none of your power outlets are going to be working. So, or that or the inverter. I'm going to turn it off right now. Okay. This is how you read how much levels are in all of your tanks. Right now, this is your battery level. The battery charges while you're driving, running the generator, or plugged in at the campground. Your freshwater holding tank levels, your black tank level for your sewage, and your gray for your sink and shower. We have tank heaters just below that. That's for when you go into colder weather. We want to make sure that we do turn these on so the tanks do not freeze into ice blocks. Water pump. Turn this on. Be sure that you have fresh water in the tank. We don't want to run the tanks dry. Right now I have the pump on. You'll see a little red light. Turn this off when you get plugged in at a campground. We don't want them both to be on at the same time. Hot water heater using propane or electricity. Turn this on when you get to your campsite and you get plugged in. It takes about 20 minutes to get a hot shower. Turn this off when you unplug. Next, we're going to take a look at where our battery is located. The battery is just at the entrance of the RV underneath the steps. There is one battery here. Again, it is charged while you're driving or at the campsite. Next, we're going to talk about some of our safety features. We have a fire extinguisher at the door, as well as a smoke detector just inside the door. And then we have a carbon monoxide detector. The air conditioning panel is located in the kitchen, right here. You have the AC as well as the heat is on this panel here. We suggest that you never try to freeze the air conditioning. It will freeze up and turn into ice there and it will not cool. So about 65 or so is about the coldest we want to go. Again, the furnace is going to be using your propane. Now, air conditioning in the bedroom. You have one panel here. Maintenance on the air conditioning. We've got 2 filters up top here. Right now they look really clean. You can see that they're going to come to you clean. To clean these, just remove them, run them under some water, pat them dry, and stick them back in. Anytime you're traveling somewhere really dusty, we want to be sure that we keep them clean. So if you're on a 2-week trip, please be sure to check these quite often. To change the flow of air, close these vents, and it will push air towards the vents in the ductwork towards the top here. So if you want it to cool fastest, you want to be with the vents open. And if you want the directional AC to go towards the other directions of the motorhome, you need to be sure that you close those and adjust these fans. Our kitchens come fully stocked. Pots, pans, cleaning supplies. For a list of everything included, please check the website. Lauren's going to show you inside here where we've got our pots and pan storage. Really big microwave. Just below that, we have a 3-burner gas cooktop. I'm going to show you how to light this. Push in and hold on the flame, then using the sparker. We suggest that you do this every time that you fill the propane tank. That way, you can get all of the air out of your lines. This will help with your refrigerator and hot water heater. We're going to show you how to use the oven next. We get a lot of questions on this. Using the knob all the way to the right, press and hold in again on that flame button, roughly 30 seconds, and use the sparker until you see the flame. So we've got the flame there, and then just adjust your temperature. As you can see, these are small, so reducing your cooking time here as well as the temperature that you're cooking at is suggested, so that way you don't burn any of the food. The rack is also adjustable. Some drawers here to our right. We have silverware, utensils. Going to our refrigerator, this is a feature we really like. This is the double-doored fridge. Really nice. This is an all-electric fridge and it is automatic. It'll know whether when you're running on the generator to run on electricity, and when you're plugged in, it'll run on electric. When there is no power coming into the coach, it'll be using its battery as well as propane to cool. Always remember to keep this RV level. The refrigerator, it's really important that it stays level. If your driveway is up a hill or slanted, please park on the street. These will come cold to you at pickup. Again, they take 8 hours to cool. This is your selector right now. I have it on auto, and then changing your temperature level. We're going to take a look in the bathroom. I'm going to let Lauren give you a look inside. It has a really big glass shower. I'm going to step in here, and I'm going to show you the shower. So for reference, I'm 5'4", and I don't even really I have tons of room in here. I mean, it's really wide as well, and I love the glass feature. This has a start and stop switch for the flow of water up at the top of the head. Adjust your temperature here at the bottom, and then once you have the temperature just right, rinse yourself, get soaked up, and then stop the flow of water. We suggest that you rinse off last after you've done this because we want to conserve as much water as possible when you're camping. There is a lock here on the shower for the glass. Please be sure to lock this back into place when you're ready to leave your campsite. Medicine cabinet with our RV safe toilet paper. This is rapid dissolve and can be purchased at Walmart and some campgrounds. And then we have storage space underneath with our trash can underneath. We ask that no flushable wipes or anything like that go into our toilets. Next, we're going to talk about the toilet. We have a push pedal here at the bottom. Anytime you do want to use the restroom, press and hold down for 30 seconds at least, letting a lot of water flow through the tank, because the more water in the tank, the faster it will dissolve that toilet paper and reduce any kind of odor. Press and hold the foot pedal halfway to just fill the bowl. Okay, we want to fill the bowl a little bit before we use the restroom. These come empty when you're in travel. They don't want any water to slosh around. This is the place where you'll add soap into the tank. So be sure your black tank valve is closed. Push down on the toilet pedal, adding soap down the tank. And then what you'll do is hold down and add water, about a minute or two, a few gallons worth of water. Next, we're going to show you up top here. You've got the vent for exhausting. Be sure that you open this up when you're taking the shower, let steam out, but close it before you travel. Next, we're going to show you where the breaker box is. It's in the master bedroom, just underneath the bed. This is where all of your main breakers are for the coach. If anything is tripped, AC, microwave, this is where you're going to come out and check first. If none of these are tripped, we're going to ask that you go outside to the RV post and check that your campsite hasn't been tripped. That's really common. This is your GFCI reset button, this little white square. If none of your wet outlets are working, kitchen, outside, or bathroom, please reset this first, and then they should come right back on. You've got some fuses on this side as well, for some smaller appliances. Now we're going to take a look at the master bedroom. This is a king size bed with plenty of storage up top, all of your extra bedding. Whenever you are in travel, this does need to be flipped up. So in order to bring this slide in, you're going to need to pull the bed in the up position before sliding. Blankets, sheets, and towels are all in the master. We like that this one has a TV in the bedroom as well. So bring any sort of fire sticks that you'd like that you can hook into this, as well as PlayStations. We just have a light switch on the wall here, and Lauren's going to show you into the living room. In the living room, we have 3 additional sleeping spaces and a lot of storage. I'll show you inside here. Some storage above the sofa. This sofa does turn into a bed, and it's a jackknife sofa, much like a futon. Has 2 seat belts here. To make this into a bed, remove the top cushions and lift and lower. Once you've got it down, insert the cushions to form into a bed. This can sleep 1 adult or possibly 2 children on it. There's also sleeping storage space here too. So whoever is sleeping here, you can put some things underneath here as well if you need to. The next spot we're going to go to is the dinette. This converts into a full-size bed. Now, I'm not going to remove all of the cushions today, but you're going to remove these cushions as well as the bottom, set them aside, and lift and lower the table. So you lift, and it removes off of a hinge on the back wall, and just lower it down. Okay, to set it back up, get latched onto the wall until you're locked back into place. So lifting and lowering, they're going to rest right here on this ledge when you remove the cushions. When this is down, put all the cushions over the table and this will make into a flat surface to sleep on. We have a queen up top here, as well as what's really cool, we have a skylight feature. The button to make the skylight go up and down is right here, right to the left of the TV. As you can see, this is really fun. I'm gonna close this, we got a lot of sun today. You also have shades here to provide privacy to the upper bed. This will go all the way across, as well as a privacy shade to the front of the cab. There is a Velcro stick here, and we're going to stick that onto this wall here, and this will provide shade. It's really important to block off the sun from coming in. This RV does have 2 air conditionings, but it is always important to keep the blinds closed. During the hottest part of the day, we like to say bring these blinds down to help cool the RV off. Just tug them down. Go right back up. This person that's in the upper cab will have lights here, their own television, as well as lots of power outlets and storage space. We're going to go over how to scan for digital antenna channels. There is a knob right here that has a green light, and this turns off and on the digital antenna. When you want the digital antenna on, be sure that the green light is on. When you want to use the coax cable at the RV park, turn this off, and then you'll be able to use their cable coming into the RV. In each new city that you go to, you need to scan for channels, pressing the menu button. This will give you all local channels in your area. Go to channels and select auto channel search. If you're using the antenna on the roof, stay on antenna mode, and if you're using the cable outside, you'll need to switch into cable. I'm going to start the scan by pressing enter, and this can take a few moments to get your digital antenna channels. While we're scanning, we're going to talk about Wi-Fi in the RV. Wi-Fi in the RV is only in travel when the engine is on and the vehicle is in motion. Anytime that you stop the vehicle and you turn off the engine, the Wi-Fi will go away. It is a T-Mobile signal that's connected with our engine. When you get to your RV park and you do turn off the engine, you'll select their Wi-Fi on your devices. Then once you have their Wi-Fi at the campground, you'll be able to connect at the back of the TV any PlayStations, any of your Rokus, or Nintendo Switches. We've already selected 19 channels. I'm not going to select the channels anymore. I'm going to just turn it off. We have a DVD player here as well. Next, we're going to talk about the dash. At the top of the dash, we have our tire monitor system. This monitors all 4 of the back tires and the front 2 tires here. I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see. There is a mute set button on the back. Anytime that these tires get too high or too low, you may find that they may alarm you. If it's just by a little bit, select the mute button in the back. If they continue to beep, please pull over and check the tires. To view the pressures that these tires are supposed to be at, it's inside the driver door. You have your radio here. This is where the backup camera will also be displayed. This also does have a connection here. This gives you Apple CarPlay, as well as some other outlets, your hazards, and your dash AC. This is only going to provide AC for the front of the RV. If you need AC in the back, you'll need to start off with the generator. Right here, I'll pull over to the side. You've got the controls for your mirrors, and then this is for heated mirrors. Your light system, as well as your parking brake, and to pop the hood is down below. Last but not least, we're going to go over some of our favorite features in the motorhome. We are in these every day, and so we know a lot about them, and we like to show you some of our favorite features. So I'm gonna let Lauren go first.
So my favorite feature is honestly the layout of this RV. It's very comfortable to be in. You have a really nice sized kitchen for a Class C motorhome, and the bathroom is actually very large.
Yeah, bathroom is large. This is additional storage just outside the master bedroom here and by the bathroom, so it's easy to get to everything. And I like that it also has this door right here. This is a hard pocket door that has a clip here and a slide. And this is going to provide a lot of privacy. Having a nice hard door between you and the other guests allows you a little bit more room to get changed. So my favorite feature about this motorhome is probably the king size bed. I always say that in every king size bed unit, but it's true. To be at this length and have a king size bed is not common, as well as the double air conditioning. I have stayed in this RV and I know that it does cool very well by having the 2 air conditionings, perfect for your next summer trip. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.